very much for coming out tonight. Friends, neighbours, everything. So that's a great pleasure to play for you tonight. I'll keep on talking rubbish through the whole night, so let's play our first tune. This is entitled Strange Taste.
Thank
Thank you very much. Let me introduce the band. On the drums, you know everybody up here anyway, but Shane O'Donovan. Barry Donahue on the double bass. Greg Felton on the piano. So, doing an album is a very strange process. A very stressful process at times, but this one was quite fun. I had great help. I'll be talking about many people, but I had great help from Greg here. We got together at the start of the whole project, and we just played duo. And this was COVID time when we weren't meant to be together at all. But none of that really mattered. My own mother was like, I don't mind that. So we had a great relationship playing, myself and Greg, going through tunes, the bits of ideas I had. Actually, that was one. This is kind of a different album for me in a way. That first tune was just something I played on the piano. It was just a kind of an improv I was playing when we were sitting together. And Greg taped it on his phone. He said, that's cool, what you're doing. And I said, I kind of mess around with stuff all the time. But one of the really important things that came from this album was the next day we got together, a few days after, Greg bought that piece of music in, and he said, I wrote it out. And I said, I'd never write that out. I would never do that. I'd never think of it, because you never have the confidence in your own music. A lot of times you change things, and I just kind of went with this album. I just kind of went with it and went, okay. So literally, it's just a piece of music I played on the piano while we were sitting around having a coffee. And I went, okay, just let it go, and we do it. And we put a few chord changes on it, and improvise on it, and that's how it worked. I'm not great with names of tunes. I absolutely not great with names at all. Strange taste. I would write down names sometimes when I'm watching TV. I think this came from Only Fools and Horses. Trigger sitting in a van talking to Denzel, and he said, my father had strange taste in women. And Denzel said, what do you mean? He said, well, they were all men. And it's funny, I wouldn't have remembered that only for the hook, the strange taste. If you didn't remember strange taste, then the joke doesn't make any sense. A bit like playing a tune or remembering a part of a tune. You have little moments in a tune where I have to remember that, or else the joke is no good. So I have many strange tunes, titles. Some I can't explain, but we'll get there. Anyway, this next one is one I was messing around with. It's called In a Foul Mode. And this was definitely a lockdown thing. But I remember it was kind of beautiful weather, and I was working on a tune. The great piano player in London, English piano player Jason Rebello, I'm sure you all know. And Jason used to call this tune a Herbie Hancock tune all the time, The Sorcerer. And every time he called it, I went, I don't know. There's not one that you would play off the cuff, but you would call it every time, and I must look at that tune. So being laid up in COVID, doing nothing, I start working on that tune a bit, and this it was a 20-bar tune, and I kind of got into it, and I kind of wrote. I was working on Herbie Hancock's voices. That's how much time I had in COVID. But that's while Margaret did the garden, I did Herbie Hancock voices to avoid doing the garden. So anyway, so this is entitled In a Foul Mode.
Thank
as the guys arrived in Barry and Shane, as the lockdown stopped, we could all get together a bit more, and then we rehearsed quite a bit. It was great to get together because none of us were really doing much, so it was great to play, go to the studio, and just have our time to work on the music. And I remember we called it, this tune was the tune entitled Chewie. And it came from, and I like the stories, my daughter, it was May the 4th, and my daughter Lola's, it was her birthday, and I said, I can't stay long, we'll do a bit, because I have to go back. And I said, I should call this tune a reference to Star Wars, you know, May the 4th be with you. And Greg said, call it Chewie. So that's how it found its name. Oh yeah, you have a good impression. Do it again? Yeah, we're going to have to call it that one. He's been working on that all day. And I'm going to mention a few people as we go, because I just saw John taking a few pictures here, John Cronin. John is a fantastic photographer, but is such a great support to all the jazz musicians in Dublin. He did the cover photo for us, and all the sleeve covers and stuff, all the photos. And so, big hand for John Cronin. The day we took the photo for the album was an interesting day. I'll tell you about that later. But okay, so this is a tune entitled Chewie. Thank you very much. So, as I said, the titles are not good. This is probably my worst, but it's probably actually I must thank Lyric radio station. They've been playing the album a lot, and different stations, RTE, it's been great. And this one is one they've played a lot on the radio, which I wouldn't have called it this if I thought. So when you hear John Kelly going, "This is Michael Buckley's Golden Rod." You know, goldenrod is a flower. Going back to that, but I didn't call it after that. I'm not what you think either. I don't know where that came from. It just went in the book. I was like, oh, I'll do something on TV again. And so then it's kind of really funny hearing people saying. Anyway, terrible introduction to that. But I also want to, as I'm doing a few thank yous, because it's an album launch, I can do thank yous. So I want to thank my wife, Margot. Because this whole music thing is an awful head game. And unless you have someone supporting you, it could be very lonely. And Margot's in the same business, she's a great singer, and she knows the business, and she knows what goes on in your head when you're doing projects, writing music, and especially albums. Like, so I really, a big thanks to Margot. She's amazing and very supportive. So this is for her goldenrod. Thank you very much. We're going to take a short break. Dermot's out there from Livia Records. I'll talk about him in the second half. He's doing a great job. He's selling some CDs here. So have a drink, take your breath, and see you in the second half. Thank you very much. That'll do it. We're going to continue. We're going to continue the second half with a tune. This is by our fantastic piano player, Greg Felton, and I also have to thank Greg's extended family, his parents, has been very supportive to the album, and really amazing over the last year. So I have to say a big thanks to Greg and his family. This tune is the one tune that I didn't write on the album, and that's why it's written out very well. It's not a Dead Sea Scroll, and this is a great tune. And we have many names for this. Names of tunes change. This is May Story. It was May Yarn, but now it's May Story by Greg Felton. May Story by Greg. So I would like to also make a big thanks to how all this came together to Dermot Rogers. So Dermot took over the helm of Livia Records a couple of years ago. So it's been an ongoing process. I met him first when I remastered one of Louis' albums, and then I remastered, I think, one of Louis with Noel Keelan. So we got to know each other over that whole process. I drove him mad because I was so busy, and I was just trying to catch up on things. And Dermot's really on top of things, so I'm not on top of things. But anyway, it was a great experience. It was a lot of work figuring out old takes of Louis and what worked and what didn't work. And anyway, it was a great process. So when I came to decide to record this album, myself and Dermot got together, and I said I'd like this to do it with Livia as the first contemporary album that the first new album that Livia would have brought out as a not a reissue. So and I have to give a big thanks to Dermot. Absolutely stellar work, everything he did, all the support. It just was brilliant. It took a lot of weight off me, made me concentrate more on the music, concentrating this performing rather than just thinking. A lot of people, when they do CDs, they love the process of it, and I hate the process of it. Not I hate it, but I suppose I do it so many times. I work in a studio a lot, and I remaster and I mix all the time, so sometimes you want to get away from music. So this is was a great experience for me to, when I did finish the album, because I recorded the album in my own studio with the guys, and then I mixed it and mastered it myself. So I've heard this a lot more than you've heard it. And boy, I sound great. No, I'm joking. So I would just want to say, if you can support Livia, it's fantastic, because he's one of the true gentlemen of jazz who really supports it, and it's not just out to make a buck, or he really is putting the time in and the effort. So when you see it coming up on your Instagram or your Facebook, please support in whatever little way, just buying a CD or calendar or whatever it is. I'm on the next calendar. I hope you want to watch that one. So a big hand for Dermot Rogers and Livia Records. Okay, another tune, then I'll talk a bit more. I'm running out of time. I'm like the Oscars here. What are we doing? Oh, Sea Legs. This is a tune of mine. Another one where I just thought of a name. I thought, oh, it kind of suits the motion. I like. I always like tunes about the sea for some reason. I suppose being a Pisces, my dad was the same, and growing up with my dad on boats and being in more danger than one would like. It's actually funny. My sister's here tonight, Miriam, and our friend, one of our best friends from years, Mary Claire, and she experienced going out for a sail, I think, with my dad as a family adventure. Now, if you didn't swim, you were quite put in a position. So, that's why it reminded me, when I wrote this tune, it reminded me, the whole swaying motion reminded me of being on a boat, and then there's a near-death experience at any time. So this is entitled Sea Legs. When I finished the album and mixed it, the whole thing, I'd be very, years ago, if I did something like that, I'd send it to loads of people and let them hear it, and I kind of wouldn't do that anymore. But there was 3 people I sent it to. Great friend of mine, Kieran Wilde, great saxophone player, is here. I sent it to Kieran, but Kieran is always going to come back positive anyway, so I could have put anything on it. And you go, that's great, man. But no, Kieran's so supportive and a fantastic friend. So I loved his feedback on it. And there's only a few people. The other person is Ronan Guilfoyle. As you all know, Ronan, fantastic musician, composer. So for me, to send it to Ronan was more about the composition, about the playing. And when Ronan came back very positive about it, I went, damn, it's not going to be a hit now. That's it. If he likes it, I'm done. No, my joke. So, and my good friend up north, Linley. So it's that, and what I'm trying to say is, it's great having a support group, not just the band, but other people that you can fall back on and go, am I doing the right thing here? Is this, you know, because whatever you do in music and art, whatever it is, or yeah, you're going to doubt yourself at times, and that's a very important thing, to have people have your back and have be supportive and push you forward. So I'd like to thank you guys and many others as well. So so this tune, this is a good title. For the last probably 20 years, maybe 18 years, I've been on tour on the road for a lot with Glenn Hansard. A lot of you would know I've been gigging with Glenn for years. And it's been great fun, great gig. But I met there's a couple of great jazz musicians on the gig. There's Earl Harvin, great drummer, great trumpet player from Brooklyn, David Smith. But my first pal of all that was the great Curtis Fowlkes, whatever, you know. He went by many names. He used to be a lot of people used to think he was Curtis Fuller. So I used to get really annoyed. They say, oh God, they think I'm Curtis Fuller. Because Curtis was a 6'5" black man from Bed-Stuy, and a very funny character. We got on so well. We toured for so long, and we were into everything. And you know, we were into Joe Henderson. We used to talk about all the. And he played with everyone. And he sadly passed away over COVID time. And when we were in the studio, I wouldn't be the kind of, I'm going to write a song for someone. I kind of hate that kind of thing. But I had there's a famous show tune, it was from, I can't remember what show it was from, my sister would know it, one, da ba da ba da da ba da ba da ba da da bum. And Curtis used to sing it all the time and do a tap dance, because he used to take the piss out of everything. And at the end of a night, he'd always go, "That's all, folks," and that's the name of the title. And actually, in the studio, I just took the chord changes from that old show tune, and I said, "Let's play this, but really slowly." And there's actually no melody, but it's done very well for us. But so this is for my old pal Curtis. So that's all, folks.
Okay, so we're near the end. Again, I'd like to thank everybody, our artists, Mark on the sound, all the guys. Great job. If I've left anybody out, I'm very sorry. But a big hand for the band here. Shane O'Donovan on the drums. Barry Donahue. The Greg Falcon. Two quick songs for you. We're going to play one tune and then we're going to finish off with a bit of a bash with a special guest. This is the last kind of tune from the album. This is entitled Sloppy in Time. Don't ask me why. Well, this is Sloppy in Time. Thank you very much. Again, Greg Felton. Barry Durham.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. We're going to finish with a very short little blow. But I'd like to invite, my days are over. This is the end of me now. I'm in my mid-50s, so it's all over for me. But I'd like to invite my son Leon up to play us out the last tune. Here you go.
Thank you everybody for coming out. Really appreciate it. Thanks for all the support. Really, really, really well. Thank you. See you again. Thank you.